Who is Skelly? How did the journey start? And has that always been the plan?
So my brand, Fine London, is a high fashion sportswear brand, and it specialises in sweat wicking workout headwear that protects all hair types and textures from sweat, heat and moisture. So it came from my own experience wearing my hair curly and having to train at the gym like 5 times a week. And I was like, yeah, I need some sort of solution to like style my hair. And then it kind of just organically evolved from there.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Threads and Profit, and today I'm on the streets of London. I'll be speaking to the founder of Fine London. I have with me the beautiful Kayleigh. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, doing well.
Finally.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Can you let us know who is Skelly, how did the journey start, and how did you get here today?
So I'm Kayleigh Benoit, and I'm the founder of a sportswear brand called Fine London. And I guess my professional career actually started with teaching. So teaching is where the journey started. And I always knew I was going to teach, but not in the classroom forever. My gym was actually next door to school. So that's how I started my fitness journey, which was about 2012. And I love training, I love fitness. You see on my Instagram stories every morning, I'm like in the gym, I love to train. And actually did my personal training qualification whilst I was teaching. And I loved it that much. And it was when I actually transitioned to wear my hair naturally. I used to wear my hair straight all the time, like these long weaves. And I transitioned to my natural curly hair. And I was like, yeah, I need some sort of solution to like style my hair for training. And then it kind of just organically evolved from there. So I was still teaching, had this idea for the brand. No intention of starting a brand, it was just to serve my own pain point. And then I thought, which happens a lot, I'm like, I can't be the only one experiencing something like this. Who else would want something like this? And it was just the entrepreneurial passion just came through, and I decided to go for it.
Wow, and when was this?
So I transitioned to my natural curly hair in 2018.
Okay.
And that was inspired by Black Panther. So I watched Black Panther in the cinema and my hair was curly like the next day. It was so impactful. And between 2018 and 2019, that's when I started working on the brand in the evenings and weekends when during teaching, and I just made the decision in 2019, I'm going to leave teaching and pursue the brand.
And how would you say the journey has been so far?
Woo! Like, as entrepreneurs know, like the journey is never linear. So it's never like this. So if anyone like listening to this thinks it's going to be like that, it is not. So just prepare yourself for that in advance. So I didn't go full time into the business. What I did was I decided to work as a supply teacher, because what I was lacking was time. Anyone who's a teacher knows how full on it is, and I could only dedicate so much time to building the brand, and I knew I needed more time. So I scaled back my teaching and worked as a supply teacher. 6 months later, the pandemic hit. So who would have thought that would happen? So I was on lockdown, I was on furlough, and that was when I started my crowdfund for the brand.
And how did that go?
So great. It was a leap of faith because I didn't have that much experience of crowdfunding. I thought it was something like charities did. My business mentors at the time suggested that I do it. And no one would have anticipated like how long the pandemic was going to be. So I thought maybe I'll do it after. But 6 weeks into the pandemic, I thought I need to raise funds for the brand. Like I can get started on it whilst we're on lockdown. So I just thought I'll take the leap, and if I get it, amazing. If I don't, at least I've tried. And yeah, raised £10,000 in 35 days, and that was the capital needed to
raised
get started.
How much in 35 days?
£10,000.
In 35 days?
Yes.
Wow. How did you go about it? Maybe after this section, we'll probably have to talk about it. That is quite amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So what are the personal challenges you faced along building Fine London?
I think one of the biggest challenges is working on things as a solo founder. because you don't have like a co-founder to bounce things off with. I did actually propose the idea to my friend as a potential co-founder, and she was like, when I'm a bit more settled and things, then maybe it's something she could pursue. But I'm not a maybe kind of person. I'm like, we go all in, and especially because the ideas were so organically growing, I was getting the ideas and the pieces, and it felt like I wasn't trying. I wanted to move with intention whilst the ideas were there, and not park things to, when I'm less busy, or when there's no perfect time. You just have to work with the time you have and the resources you have. So I'd say personal challenge is doing everything on your own.
I can relate to that. Is there any memorable success story you can share with us?
There's been a few. Crowdfund was probably one of the biggest milestones, because what it did, it got eyes on the brands, which was great. So like we were saying before, it got media attention from like the Metro, the Guardian, BBC Radio London. Like they messaged me and asked for like an interview. So those things got eyes on the brand, which was great for like those first customers. So that was a huge moment for the brand. 8 months in, we won Startup of the Year, so that was fantastic, getting that award and seeing it on Strictly Come Dancing. So AJ Adudu actually wore a couple of the pieces in the rehearsals, so it was great. So when you see it on TV, it's like, wow, we keep going.
Just yesterday, I saw you are now an associate lecturer at the London Fashion School.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
That was brilliant. So I found that opportunity. So that was with London College of Fashion, associate lecturer.
London College of Fashion.
Yeah.
Pardon me. London College of Fashion.
London College of Fashion.
All
yeah.
right.
So I saw the role, saw what they needed, the criteria, and I thought this has my name all over it. And especially because I'm building a fashion brand, and then teaching on the side, the two they don't link. They don't sync.
Yeah.
One gets your income and one is your passion. So people might understand that if you work somewhere, you're 9 to 5, and then your passion is in a completely different industry. Getting this role was able to fuse the two together, and they know I have a business that kind of helps with the experience. You know what I mean? So it was great to kind of be really transparent in terms of my interests and my passions and how it can lend itself to the role. So.
Did you ever dream becoming a brand owner someday?
When we look back on our childhood, I think there's clues there in like what we liked or what we were really good at. I always liked creative subjects, so it wasn't that I thought at age 10, I want to be a brand owner. I probably didn't even know what that was. But I knew my interests were arts. There were the clues there. So when I got into teaching as my professional career, it was different. I taught English, but it wasn't, I guess, maybe what I wanted to do forever. But it was something that I was naturally good at. Like storytelling is always sparked my interest. Art, creating things. I loved style. Like anyone who knew me in sixth form, every day was a fashion show. I needed a new outfit.
That was me as well. So there is something interesting I love about your brand, about the work you've been doing, and how it has just been targeted to a particular audience. Has that always been the plan?
Interestingly, my brand, Fine London, is a high fashion sportswear brand, and it specialises in sweat wicking workout headwear that protects all hair types and textures from sweat, heat and moisture. So it came from my own experience wearing my hair curly and loving to train at the gym 5 times a week. So I guess the dominant niche would be women like myself, but I didn't want it to just be women with naturally curly hair. So I had said to my business mentors at the time, it can be for anybody. So you can have a customer avatar, but have people who are still interested in your brand who maybe don't fit the customer avatar. So I remember researching and learning about business, even Coca-Cola has a particular niche. I didn't even know that, but everybody drinks Coca-Cola. So you can still serve your community whilst having lots of other people like your brand. So, you know, I wanted to make sure it was gender fluid for a start. So guys wear the brand. And also, you know, we live in a modern age. There's some people who just don't identify. You know, they're quite gender fluid. So I make sure in my wording that it's very inclusive.
What's the future for Bind London? Where do you guys see yourself in another 5 years?
I aspire for Bind London to be like the leading workout headwear brand internationally. I think there's so many countries and markets that we can serve really well with headwear. So like the pieces that we have at the moment are a headband, a head wrap, headscarf, do-rag and hijab, all sweat wicking. So there's a lot of like niche communities you can serve, which are often like overlooked. So like the Black Muslim community, like the women in particular, if they're wearing their hair naturally curly underneath their hijab, they might not be seen in maybe with other brands or other maybe large companies. Have a thing about large scale companies. They might not notice that because it's just not in their eye line. Yeah. Where I'm with the community and I speak to the community, I understand their pain points as much as my own. So I want to make sure everyone feels seen and create like a lifestyle. It's a huge part of who I am. Black and Asian groups statistically get the least amount of exercise by Sport England. So where there's conversation about like mental health and things like that all helps. Bind London is a headwear brand, but it's part of the lifestyle.
Amazing, amazing. What does success mean to you?
So success for me is like hitting the whole wheel of the key things. So not just success in business and career, although that's a big part of like how I want Bind London to progress, but I don't just want to be a successful businesswoman. I want to be successful in family, how I build a family, relationships, friends I'm with, the environments that I hang around in, like all those things will make me successful. So it's really learning how to become the best version of me in all those things and try not to neglect any part.
Looking back, if there's anything you could have done differently, what would that have been?
That's a hard one because I guess maybe at like the time when something happens, I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done it differently. But I feel like everything leads up to where you are at the moment. So if certain things hadn't happened, it's kind of like a sliding doors moment. I wouldn't be where I am today.
Exactly. So to be honest, I share the same sentiments as well, that most times when we come across challenges, it might be a warning to avoid something bigger happening in future, and at the same time as well, some things are just for us to learn wisdom, for us to be wise. On that note, I would say it's been interesting talking to you. Is there any advice you have for a young lady who is looking to build a business in fashion that is listening to you at the moment?
Well, I'm hoping, like, as we've been speaking, there's hopefully been some like hidden advice that people can implement. I'm big on like good tangible actions. So maybe the biggest piece of advice I'd say to someone listening to this who aspires to start a brand is make some notes on this and then some bullet points on what are you going to do next, like ideas. People can get ideas all the time, but it's the people who build are the ones who action. So, you know, anyone can connect with me as well on LinkedIn or Instagram, and build the community together.
Amazing. Thank you so much. But before we go, there is this game.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's a this or that game.
Okay.
You don't need to pay. You don't have to look.
Okay.
So, natural hair or weaves?
I would say whatever makes you feel most comfortable, but obviously I'm team natural because
Fitness or fashion?
Oh no, don't make me choose. They both make up a huge component of who you are. I would say fitness, make it fashionable. There you go.
Okay, winter or summer?
Oh, summer. I hate winter.
Yellow or black?
Yellow, my favorite color.
Vision for the future or reflecting the past?
Vision for the future.
London or New York?
It depends if we're talking food or style or depends the context. London.
All right, I would have reported you to the mayor if you have picked New York. Okay, designing products or marketing products.
I like designing products. I like the creativity. Yeah.
Last one, functional or stylish wear.
Well, Fine London's both.
Yeah.
So one can't exist without the other.
You say stylish functional there.
That's what Fine London is. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been nice and amazing talking to you. I wish you all the best for the future. And I can't wait to see what Bind London will unfold to in the next 5, 10 years, 15 years.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tell me you recorded that? Huh? You recorded that, right?
Can you imagine?